Hello and welcome to Seashell Exotics. I'm David, this is Hank, and today we're going through the 5 secrets of keeping leopard geckos happy, which you probably don't know. Before we get started, please remember to like, share and comment on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And remember to stick around for the 5th one, because it's going to be something that you didn't expect. So, you're probably doing everything right with your leopard gecko. These guys are not that difficult, are they? You keep them at the right temperature, give them the right food, and they're pretty much as good as gold with keeping. You can't really make too many mistakes, they're very tolerant. However, that doesn't mean that your gecko is thriving, and there are different ways in which you can improve on their happiness and their health within the captive environment that will get them from surviving to thriving. Now, how do you do that? Well, the first thing to do is to start thinking about their environment. So the first on our list is the UV. Now, we're not talking about putting UV in, we're talking about really the light that goes into the enclosure. And you think about it, in the wild, the light isn't on at the same consistency all time round. Not even at the equator or anywhere like that. The sun moves position, that's why we have winter and summer across the world. And these guys still experience that, even though they come from a more southerly latitude. So what you want to do is that during the winter you want to have less light, and that gives them a seasonal variance which they will respond to. Leopard geckos will go less active during the winter months and become more active during the summer months. And if you're a breeder, doing this can actually increase the fertility and the success of breeding programs. However, if you just got a few for keeping as a family pet, then that will still actually make them a lot happier because it gives them a natural rhythm that they're expecting. Many people find that when they have a leopard gecko in the winter, it will stop eating, and that's because it is responding to the natural daylight which it is sensing through the window. But you can enhance that by making sure that any enclosure lights that you're using, whether you're using UVB or you're using LED, or you're just using the natural room ambient light, such as your lounge, that you increase and decrease it with the season. And it doesn't have to be precise, but something that is sensed by the gecko is probably the best thing to do. And it's one of the more interesting ways. In fact, it has been known to help with other species as well, such as ball pythons or roll pythons and other snakes as well. So second on the list, and this is relatively similar, it is connected to the environment, but it is temperature. And we're not talking about temperature that is going throughout the year. Yes, you can do that, but I would personally keep that basking at the same kind of temperature during the day at 32 degrees. What I would say is that you need to have a slightly dipping temperature at night. Now, I'm not saying go down drastically, even though these guys come from an environment where nighttime temperatures can get as low as 5 degrees Celsius. But really, what you could do is just drop that temperature, that basking spot at night, to about 30 degrees. A 2-degree difference will again increase that kind of environmental awareness that the leopard geckos have and are looking for, and create a more natural environment which will allow them to thrive. Now, there are ways to do this without actually manually controlling it. There are devices which allow you to set a nighttime and daytime temperature and allow you to actually time when that goes in and out. And that can be the same for your lighting system as well. You can have this all done automatically, and you can have this all done seasonally. With the lights, you will have to probably manually change those because they don't normally have dates on them, but you can have the timer on there so you don't have to sit there and worry about what time you're doing it. With the temperature, you can set a nighttime and daytime temperature, and that will signal to the gecko when it's nighttime and daytime, and it might also increase their behaviour so that they're coming out more during the day to bask, and that might be something that you might want to consider. Now, the third item on our list is rotating the diet. It is very easy, especially with leopard geckos, to get their favourite food and keep getting it in. It's whether that's mealworms, crickets, locusts or dubia roaches or something else. It's very, very simple to use one food staple and keep that going. However, it'd be like us having one meal, every single time, and we would just get bored of it ourselves. Imagine just having, say, spaghetti bolognese or a lasagna every single night. Yes, it may be your favourite food, but after a little while you're going to get bored of it. So what can you do? Well, you can have a good rotation. Now, that doesn't mean that one month you do exclusively crickets or exclusively mealworms, so that is one option. What I would do is I would have one stable, say mealworms or crickets, and then have another box available where you can actually add in another prey item, and every so often, say 1 out of the 3 feeding sessions per week for an adult, is that you mix in the other prey item for them so that they've got a little bit of extra kind of nutrition, because remember all of these feeder insects have different nutritional values, but also a little bit of variance in their diet to keep them interested. And also if you're feeding mostly mealworms, adding in crickets, locusts or dubia roaches, these things are movable and they're huntable, more huntable than mealworms in a bowl, and these guys will relish the chance to actually go hunting for a change, and it gives them a little bit more enrichment. Number 4 is building a consistent routine. Now this is something that geckos actually thrive upon, much like puppies do. What you want to do is set a routine that your leopard gecko will enjoy. So what you're looking for is perhaps doing the feeding and cleaning schedule on a set time. So it could be 4 o'clock or it could be 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening. And making sure that you stick to that routine. So you come in and then you do the same things in the same order. So you come in, you maybe pick up the leopard gecko, handle it for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then afterwards you put it into a cleaning box, you clean out the rest of the enclosure, you put the new food in, change the water out, make sure that there's no poop or anything else out there or any repairs that need to be done, and then you handle your leopard gecko again and put it in, and it's off to go and enjoy its food. Now this is a very simple routine, it's very easy to do, but you will find that your leopard gecko will learn this and it will respond well to it and it will expect it, and if it doesn't, it can get a little bit cranky. Some of the geckos in here can get cranky if they don't get their food on time, but it can also be a good way for the leopard gecko to really bond with you and actually see you as a care provider and part of its family, as well as it part of your family. Now the 5th one, and this one's a more interesting one, music. Leopard geckos do actually respond to music, especially calm, soft music. In fact, people who've played calm, soft music with leopard geckos have found that they actually can come out and actually start enjoying music to see what's going on. So if you've got a music centre in your room and you're looking to add a little interest for a leopard gecko, why not try to find some nice, calm, relaxing music which it will enjoy. Now there are lots of options, lots of classical music, lots of 60s music as well as, you know, hymns and things like that can actually be played very well. And this isn't surprising. I find snakes can react to certain television programs. For instance, we have a royal python that really likes the Jurassic Park series. Don't ask me why, but I can play the Jurassic Park series and he will come out and he will sit and watch it. It's quite interesting to see that do that. I've had another snake that actually enjoys watching certain YouTube channels. Don't ask me why, they just like that YouTube channel. And this is contrary to what you might believe. There's no TV in the wild, but they do respond to audio stimuli all the time. And this is probably one which just gives them a nice little bit of interest. The other things that you could do is actually play naturalistic music. So on YouTube you can actually find jungle sounds or insect sounds, and playing these can actually create a little interest for the leopard gecko. Something other than just the normal ins and outs of your house, such as going in and out of the house, or the washing machine going on, or the hoover going on. And these things can be quite scary sometimes for leopard geckos, especially if you've got a leopard gecko very close to the washing machine, and these can make loud noises, or if you're hoovering, these can be quite scary little noises for the leopard gecko. But apart from that, you can play soft music, which actually will bring them out. I bet you didn't expect that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you are able to put a couple of these things in place. Please do let us know in the comments if you do them already, or if you put them in place or are planning to put them in place. And I hope to see you on the next video. Please remember to like, share and comment on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much and goodbye for now.